And we are now just a week away from the start of early voting in Pennsylvania's high-stakes Senate race to see who will represent the state in Washington, with control of the chamber of the Senate in Washington in the balance. Democrat John Fetterman held a rally yesterday where he spoke for about 10 minutes, aiming to push back against concerns about his health after a recent stroke. Meanwhile, his Republican opponent, Dr. Mehmet Oz, is planning to go on the offensive against Fetterman after falling behind in recent polls, as a new piece from The Hill reports. And joining us now, the author is Julia Manchester, national political reporter of The Hill. So it appears this race is going to get uglier, according to you. What have you learned?
Yeah, Mitch. So it's been amazing watching this race over the past few weeks, especially last week. It seemed like it really took a negative turn. You've had John Fetterman really launching this months-long digital campaign against Dr. Mehmet Oz, which appears to have been successful because we see John Fetterman very much ahead in the polls. However, Dr. Oz has gone very much more on the offensive than he has ever before in the campaign against John Fetterman, really trying to criticize him for not agreeing to debate enough and saying that Fetterman is essentially hiding. Now, at the center of this is this very awkward and unfortunate dynamic of John Fetterman's stroke that he suffered from earlier this year. We know that the campaign has said Fetterman will absolutely debate. However, he needs to get over some of these auditory challenges and such. And, he's been going on the campaign trail more and more. So they say this is just a process. However, Mehmet Oz's team very much trying to get them to debate multiple times. So it's really heating up, I think, in this race. And we've seen in recent weeks that the race has switched from a toss-up to more so lean Democrat in John Fetterman's favor. But what you're seeing is Republicans really trying to hit back and recalibrate their strategy against the Democratic lieutenant governor.
You make it sound so mature, but I think this race has been kind of childish, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Let's talk about this upcoming debate. What is a reasonable amount of transparency for a candidate's health? Because obviously your personal health is your private and personal information. But at the same time, if you're going to be representing an entire state in the Senate, the people that are voting for you might have some right to know about whether or not you're physically able to do so.
Yeah, so talking to Fetterman's campaigns and Fetterman's allies, they say he has absolutely been transparent with his health. He's been making more trips on the campaign trail. They've been transparent with the fact that they would be ready to debate in the middle of October, towards maybe the end of October, if that recovery definitely goes as planned. So they say they've been transparent. However, Republicans and critics of John Fetterman say that he hasn't been transparent enough, that he should be committing to more debates right now. So it's definitely this push and pull with this very awkward and unfortunate dynamic, like I said, of Fetterman's stroke in the middle. But, Mitch, we were talking about this earlier. It seems like this theme of debating over debates, it's not only an issue in the PA Senate race, but it's really become an issue in presidential debates as well as other debates across the country ahead of the midterm elections. I think those of us in the media would say, it is, the duty or the right for voters to get to see candidates debate. They're in a high pressure situation. They need to see that. However, when someone's health is in question, it creates a much more awkward dynamic.
Certainly is an awkward dynamic there in Pennsylvania between those two candidates. Julia Manchester, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.